In 2000, Dr. Dre walked exactly right in front of me. If I extended my hand, I could have touched him. And I was wearing this big death row chain, the actual death row chain. I'm wearing a red hat, a red Pure Plays shirt, and Nas's Esco clothing line. This black jeans that had red stripes and a red shoes. And I was happy to see Dre. This Dr. Dre. And this was 2000. Up in Smoke Tour, their last stop. It was the biggest West Coast artists that ever toured together. And Eminem was among them. And we were on the side door because we couldn't get in the front. It was packed, and the fire marshals were there. They would shut it down if more people would have went in. So we're standing there, and here comes Dre, and he went in his car. They put him in his expensive car, and he was still looking at me even as the car drove off. Then the Snoop came out, the Exhibit came out, and we went over there, and we threw on the west side. I was like, they were looking at me like shocked, like, who's this crazy kid? Like, they thought probably Shook sent me. I was there as a fan, but I didn't care what I wore. I just wore whatever I felt like wearing. And this is a Crip neighborhood, and there's an artist that's from that area. He was in the tour bus behind Dr. Dre's car, and he's signed to Cash Money, TQ, and the Snoop on them. They looking at me. I'm looking at the throwing the West Side, and I was blanked out. Had my watch blinging, bracelet on my wrist, rings, death row chain, latest clothing, shoes. We were chilling, and they looking at me. They went in their bus, and even when they were in the bus, they were looking through the window, because it was teasing the girls and Snoop, and then they look at me and they'll stop and just, look at me crazy, and then, you know, even in 2002, I was in Cincinnati in a party where DJ Kid Cubree was DJing, and a fight broke out. It was a huge place, and he stopped the music, said, "Stop the fight!" Literally, almost crying, and and he had every right to. Black people always fight over nothing, can't enjoy themselves. But when I met K9 in 2007, I was so happy to see him. I was playing his music, his song, in my car. At the time, he had this song. It was he was featured. It was M1 featuring K9 and Storm, R&B artist. The song was called "Till We Get There," and K9. That song was actually on the NBA Live, the NBA Live game, and I was telling him how I like the song, his music. First time I meeting K9, and then told him how we make music and so on. He was telling me how I don't need deals, but I was like, you need money to make money. He was like, he had 50-50 deal with Interscope, and he was going to Jamaica to shoot a movie about his life. It's like, K9, you need second album, fam. Like, you don't have the exposure to do a movie. And then, I wanted to freestyle for him. He told me to make songs, send it to him. Shout out to the homie Ranger. Uh, Shortly after, he took me to the studio, and there was other artists there. I did a couple of tracks, sent it to K9. Then I went into, shout out to the homies Sheeba Abdi in their store, and they were the manager of Mosari and the label and Belly came in there, and they had Mosari's 50,000 plywood on the wall, and he invited them to New Year's party, and then they told me, here's the manager, you want to talk to him? And then I found out later, like I said, I'll wait till the New Year's party and speak to and say what's up to Belly. He's a co-owner of the company, he's an artist, he didn't even come out yet, and he's the only artist who came out with a double album. And the double album, he did a lot of videos for it, featured top artists: Scarface, Snoop, Fabulous, Corrupt, Nina Sky, Monique, so many artists, and Genuine, and Masari was featuring Loon at that time, and so I was like, you know what? There's a lot of people in the artist. Danny Fernandez, Belly was coming on. Danny Fernandez cousin Mia, Deuce. So like, instead of waiting that long, I went back to Toronto, and I was like, and I was talking to Kanan, and sending me email. Kanan was like, he's in Jamaica, in Bob Marley's house recording the album. We'll talk when he gets back. And so I didn't wait. One day this landlord came, actually my fam Z and I started making music. My fam Z was like a battle rapper in the hood, and he made a lot of he featured a few songs with other artists from Toronto, and and we we he introduced me to DJ Rock the House. DJ Rock the House had a spot. It still has a spot in downtown Toronto, Young and Dundas. That's like the Times Square, New York Times Square of Toronto. And he had an ambush DVD company where he would interview, go to awards, interview major artists and put on up and coming artists. And and I always wanted to get on this DVD. So I was telling my family we need to get on that. And my family was like, yeah, man, we got to represent, bring out like the whole hood, get in there heavy. And I was like, all right. And so one day I called DJ Rock. I spoke to him on the phone, told him we wanted to do the video. And it's like, all right. He gave me the phone number of his director, Big Miami. And but for some reason my fam Z wasn't available at the time. And so I was like, you know what? I had this song called Birta Agony. You know, Birta Agony. Uh, I got it basically for free from major artists on Atlantic Records. He was giving it back to the community, and I recorded the song, and it's like that's the song I want to shoot the video for, and did the video, and it's called Birta Agony, and a freestyle session. Then shout out to Big Miami. He introduced me to the studio where I recorded most of my demo. Uh, to the homie Stokely, he made beats for me, featured a few songs with me, and so and that was the last DVD DJ Rock the House was doing. They were moving to uh, the internet, like the web. They were creating a website, and so when that camera actually ended up breaking, and they didn't save, I guess, like whatever the video that they did. They wanted me to redo it, and by that time I wasn't in Toronto. No, I left, and I couldn't come back, and they had to do what they gotta do. So that's why every time I see DJ Rock the House, he's an artist right now. He's like a rapper. He always shows me love, like yo, man. Going in and hooks me up with whatever, and so around that time, I was a sentence. This landlord came in. My family's landlord came in and he saw us freestyling, rapping. It's like playing our music. And said, "What is this?" I'm like, "This is our music." And there was a lot of people around, and he was like, "There's money in this, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you need money to make money. And you got the money." It's like, "Yeah." Well, he's like, he doesn't know nothing about this, so come up with a plan and talk to me. It's like, well, if you come on Sunday, that day was a Saturday, then I know you're serious. I'll come up with a plan. I know you're serious if you come. So I went up there on Sunday, and he was there. So told him the plan. And he was a businessman. Gave him the idea. We ended up getting a deal, um, renting a spot from Walmart, and it was a 3-year contract or the 3 album, whichever one come first. They wanted 50%, 45 second, and then 40, and we couldn't sell the CD more than $9.99. You know, and I told him the rest of the plan, how we were gonna go about it. So, and then he ended up getting this church group, and they were demanding like 10,000 copies right there. So that's why he pushed for to get a deal. It wasn't just for me after. But he gave us. We were talking, and he would take 25%. Would take 25%, and we told him we want creativity control and everything. He was fine with it. He just asked for 2 things, and he said, on your album cover, I want a beautiful tall woman with bikini, her ass showing out, and the rest of her body turn back and on your album cover, and then like everybody will see her, then they'll discover you. It's a genius marketing. It's like any video you do, I don't care what you're saying. I want to see more bikini shaking their ass because that would get you more views. They were like, bring that back. See how she's shaking her ass? Look at that woman. How beautiful, you know? I want to see that. So I couldn't agree on with those two since I'm a conscious rapper. And that opened up my mind actually. Like I was seeing a lot of other things, learning a lot of things in the music business. You know, I walked in major labels. I walked in uh, Sony BMG, uh, EMI, even the company I bought, Death Row, Wide Awake, they're in Toronto, um, Universal Music, and North Fontana. I dropped my demo in a lot of spots you wouldn't think. So I was serious with this music, you know. And I dropped that deal. Then around that time, there was a festival that was about to happen in downtown Toronto called Manifesto. It was gonna be the second year, and all Canadian artists was gonna come. It's a Nathan Phillips Square downtown Toronto, and my fam Z's friend, who's an artist from Toronto, Mista Smallz, from Chester Lee, Scarborough. We were in an apartment, and he said he can get me to that festival from. He has connection to the people, with the people, and it was a short notice though. I wasn't prepared, but last minute, I was like, why don't you go there and give out your demo with all the DJ Premier, Nas's DJ was gonna be there. So I ended up going there, and my fam Z had a clothing line and a record company named Somsons, ENT Somsons, and I had Birta on my clothing, but that day I was wearing all Somsons, the hat, the jacket, front to back, and the t-shirt, and I went there. So I was backstage giving my demo to Roscalls and Chocolate, artists from Canada. And backstage, and this girl is standing beside me, and she's taking a picture, flashing, and she screamed, "K9, K9!" Chaos was on the stage, and K9's about to go on. So I looked, and here's K9 about to go on stage. He came over to her, and before even speaking to her, he turns to me and goes, "Birta, you see this girl? She's from all the way from Venezuela." And I was like, K9 about to blow now. So later, me and K9 were talking, and as we were talking, he haven't heard my music yet to this time. And I was like, fam, you haven't heard much. You're the one that told me to record this. You could just took a couple of seconds instead of writing me. And then he was like, fam, seeing you now, I see you going somewhere. So he goes, said, if he blows up, me and my fam Z will be the first artists that he signed. And actually, I remember when K9's album came out, the day it came out, I was in a mall behind Much Music headquarters. And as I'm walking the mall, K9 CDs were like pushed out, like outside of the mall. And I'm looking, it said $7.99. So I went there and bought 2 CDs. And they're like, K9 is at Much Music, which is around the corner. I went there just to, because artists come out to the public outside and, say what's up to K9, get your 15-second fame, on Much Music. So when I went there, there were people there. There's 2 police officers there. One where the artists come out, and then one by the reception. And this white guy white guy was standing there, and he has K9's both albums, Dusty for Philosopher and The Troubadour. He's like, he wanted to get it signed. And shortly after, I see K9 walking out, like the interview was over. And I was like, you want to get it signed, right? Just follow me. Do what I do. So I walked on the sidewalk towards the reception, past the police officer. When he looked that way, I ran behind him, got in the building. The reception girl was like, how can I help you guys? And I tried to run through the door, and then K9's manager came out. He looked at us, and I waved the CDs. Then K9 came out, and he called K9, and K9 came down. That's the homies who said, what's up? And so he let the guy sign his CD, and K9 was happy about that. He's like, you got both of my CDs, man, the Dusty for Philosopher. Because that came out, Dusty for Philosopher came out in 2005. And this 2009, February, something. Then Um, Afterwards, you know, we were me and my fam Z made a lot of songs together, like 6 songs, you know, and me and my fam Z, we met Boonaa Mohammed. He was an artist at the time. And we knew his father. We were in his father's store, and the Boonaa came in with his second CD, and we were talking, we were telling him how we make music and so on, and we were about to do a song together, but then we dropped that deal because I didn't go through with it, and then we didn't do the song, and the Boonaa afterwards became more into religion, and but you know I didn't stop there. I went to Ottawa. There was this. I went to Ottawa and went back to the hood I grew up in, seen some of the homies, and then just giving them a demo. And then they were like, the homie Richie, you should talk to him. He knows this owner of a record company, and he was in the video with this American artist who lives here in Ottawa. He's a barber, and I remember actually meeting them too back in 2004. You know, so in this 2009, so I got a hold of the homie. Richie gave him a demo, and he was supposed to take me to the owner. The label was called New Money Records, and the artist's name was Diction from Texas. He lived in Ottawa, and did a song with the Slim of 112 from Bad Boy. P did his label, and but the owner got locked up. Then when the owner came on, my homeboy got locked up. Richie, shout out to the homie, you know. So and then that stopped. So it was like Birta was knocking doors. I was everywhere, man. But I remember mama, I told my mom she didn't want me, she wasn't happy about me making music. She prayed to God that I never make it in the music business. So because I went in everywhere. I even went to Canada, Canada Got Talent in 2012. I went there. I went there, registered, went to the Toronto audition, and I preached that contract because they ask you for your name, and I put my artist name and then my last name. When I got there, they want you to see your ID, they couldn't find my name, so let's preach a contract. But they let me go through, but I was so just disappointed, demoralized, But they didn't even call me back, and they only did one season anyway, one season. And you know, afterwards, I was like, I should just be a poet. And since I was already a poet, but I had beats to it, to do spoken word, leave this whole music thing alone. Because, K9 did blow up, but I don't know why he didn't holler to him, but I can understand. And you can never know or understand until you're really into the music and try to get into the deals, what's going on, you know. I understand what K9. That's why he never did a song with any Somali artist, because people can't really understand, but yeah, I understand why. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking K9 for that. I understand. So, Birta Calanka. That's how I became a rapper. Discovered hip hop, became a rapper. You know,